Shalom. Before I begin this video, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Hodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that continue to rule very well to this very day. Let's continue feeding the flock through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. And also Shalom to the hopeful elect that's continuously laboring in this work, in this labor of love, that's giving it your all and giving diligence to make your calling and election sure in faith, truth, and sincerity, and also in all charity. Shalom. Now, the topic of this video is going to be entitled "The Lord Deals with Camps." And also, Slack, if you hear a little bit of background noise, I'm in transit. Just leaving the camp. Leaving from the company of the brothers, heading back home. And also Slack as well. I don't have my usual screen where I normally have it turned sideways to where you can see full screen. But Lord's willing, this video be edifying to the body of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. So I'm going to go ahead and go into it. Now, with the subject and topic of this video, with the Lord dealing with the camps, the Lord has set up his council, the councilmen, in one mind. All right. And he specifically set up men to come together in like mind under the vibration of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai and teach his word. You never had any solo dolo Israelites, back then, during the time of Yahweh Shai, when he had his disciples, even in this time now, you don't have any lone wolf Israelites, because when it comes to this truth, this is known as a body. All right. And you can't break away from that body. All right. Because if you do break away from that body, guess what's going to happen? You're going to corrupt, all right? And you're going to lose that vitality that you have, all right? Because when you have no attachments to the body, there's blood that's coursing through that body, all right? But when you cut it off, the blood's not circulating anymore into that particular body part. All right. And then guess what? It starts to I don't want to say corrupt, but it starts to I can't think of the word right now. Decompose. And then eventually, it just goes back into the elements. And what's this case? You got guys that are promoting, that the camps are wicked, in which the Lord has set up this particular camp, Great Millstone, through the Spirit. This wasn't something that was concocted back in the basement, underground. Let's name a camp called Great Millstone, and let's do this and that. And camp was never set up like that, man. The camp was never set up in that way. If you pay close attention to the apostle elders, they even said it themselves that, look, that name Great Millstone was given to them by the Spirit. There was nothing that they didn't think of up that name. That name came to them through the Spirit. Why? Because Great Millstone, that name alone is spiritual. All right? Because guess what? Babylon is going to go down with great violence. Okay? And the Lord is using the camp of Great Millstone to push out that vibration of Babylon being destroyed. There's no other camps that's preaching the same things that we are, or teaching the same things that we are. All right? Because they're not of the spirit of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Now, if you have understanding of the Bible, you already know what the Lord is all about. All right? That's why it's only really there's only one camp that's operating under the vibration of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, you know, and you got to call it like it is. All right, the only camp that's really operating under the vibration of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is Great Millstone. All right, starting with the apostle elders of Great Millstone on down. Once again, going back to what I was saying, that this is known as the body. Okay, the body operate as one unit. Okay, we all speak the same thing, because guess what? The head of the body, the head of Great Millstone is who? Yahushai. All right, Yahushai is our foundation, where we founded this camp upon, and we never strayed away from that foundation. Okay. So once again, going back into the notion that, you know, these guys saying that the camps are wicked. Well, you just don't know the Bible. You know, these guys just don't know the scriptures. Okay. Because all throughout the scriptures, the Lord always dealt with camps. All right. Even going to the time to where we were leaving out of the land of Egypt, the Lord dealt with camps. All right. Even all the way to the time of Yahushua when he was in the flesh. You know, he dealt with the disciples, and he commanded them to go 2 by 2. All right. And even after Yahushua went back into the spirit world, they still did they did the same thing. They stayed in order. Just like today, we're staying in order of Yahushua. Yahushua wanted us to go out with 2 or 3. Because guess what the scriptures say about 2 or 3 being gathered together in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai? He's in the midst. All right. Now I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the scriptures, the precepts. Now I got quite a lot that's on here. I'm gonna try to get as much of it, get as much through it as I can while I'm in transit. You know, I got a long way to go to get back home, or should I say, get back to the house. You know? But this book of Matthew, the 18th chapter. As you can see, I got a list there. Matthew's 18th chapter and the 20th verse. Now, that's the point. It says, "For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name," right? In the name of Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, not in the name of Jesus or Christ or any other name. So it said, "For where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name," which is in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, "there am I in the midst of them." See? So when we come in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, you know, when the brothers come together, all right, especially in the camps. So when you see the camps out on the highways and byways, Yahushua is in the midst of that. All right. So again, when the scriptures speak about teaching, it says to always go with another. All right, never to be alone, because we are sheep in the midst of wolves. So how is it that a sheep being by himself out in this land full of wolves? Guess what's going to happen, man? That sheep is going to be overtaken. All right. That sheep is gonna face a lot of danger being by himself. All right, versus being with the flock, and you have the shepherd, the chief shepherd, which is Yahushua, that's overlooking the flock. All right. Now, in the case of and I got to bring this out, in the case of, you know, you got brothers that are probably distances away, you know, me, myself included. But the thing is that Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai has to bestow a special kind of spirit, which all the elect has that same spirit, right? In which we're protected, all right? And that comes with staying in touch with the brotherhood. You know, basically these things to keep you away from the evils, from the wickedness of this world. Because when we out in the world, you know, and I believe it was another brother that went into this, you know, when y'all in Babylon, man, you know, you more subject to getting into, you know, some kind of either you get into some kind of danger or predicament or some type of conflict, because we're not of this world. All right. So again, I'm gonna read this. It's for where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, there I am in the midst. It's like it. There am I in the midst of them. All right. So again, it's, you know, it's required that 2 or 3 be gathered together in the name of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai and teach. All right. And also the apostle elders went into this too. You know, if the spirit is on a particular brother, you know, they don't have anybody out in the general location where they are, then just stay put for a little bit. You know, learn the scriptures, learn as much as you can. I say give basically to learn the full doctrine, be fully rooted and grounded in this truth, and then when the spirit is on you, go out and teach. You know, until the Lord blesses you with brothers. And the reason why I'm saying is because I'm speaking from experience. Because back before I met the brothers in my camp here in Alabama, I was out on the highways and byways by myself. You know, I was in Huntsville for a time, and then I left. And then I left from Huntsville. I shook the dust off my feet, left Huntsville, and went straight to Birmingham, and that's when I met the brothers. All right. So again, you know, the Lord, if the Lord dealing with you on that level, then guess what? He's going to bless you with brothers. Okay. So you'll be able to have 2 or 3 brothers with you, so he can be there present in the midst of the camp. All right. Now I want to go on from there. I want to get the book of it's like you can't see. 1 Corinthians, the 12th chapter. And I'm going to go to verse 14. I believe it's 14. It's like I might have looked at it wrong. This is 1 Corinthians, the 12th chapter and the 14th verse. It says, for the body is not one member, but many. All right. So the body itself is not one member. One member can't carry the whole body itself. All right. Because you got, I'm gonna make an example, right? So you got pretty much guys that call themselves the heads. You know, outside of Great Millstone, they call themselves heads, but basically they're in it for alternative motives. All right. This is why we call these other pseudo Israelites, you know, the people that call themselves Israelites. This is why we call them a part of the walking dead. All right. No, they got limbs missing, might be missing a leg or a foot. But the point in the scripture says, where it says, for the body is not one member, but many. In other words, you have to have other parts of the body to function. All right. That small pinky on your hand, you need that. All right. That thumb that's on your hand, you need that to grab things. Okay. That pinky toe on your foot, you need that to keep balance. Or else you'd be walking with a crutch and not be able to keep balance. You won't be able to run, walk correctly. So all of these bodies make one unit. All right. Or it's like all these body parts, or the members of the body, make one unit. All right. And they all operate. And guess what? The head, Yahweh Shai, which that's where the brain resides. That's where your mind is. We share the same mind. All right. So when the mind does something, guess what? We do it. All right. When the mind wants a particular member to do something, they're going to do it. All right. And again, that's the beauty of being a part of this fold. Okay. Now, verse 15, it says, if the foot shall say, because I am not the hand, I am not of the body, it is therefore not of the body. It's like, is it therefore not of the body? And if the ear shall say, because I am not the eye, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? If the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? If the whole were hearing, where were the smelling? All right, see? They're just giving you examples of, one brother has a particular skill or talent that another brother doesn't have. Because the Lord has given us certain things through the Spirit to work with so that we can all work in one unit, like I mentioned before. But let me grab this quick precept. I'm going to go back to that. All right, it's the book of Isaiah, the 34th chapter, in the 17th verse. It says, and he hath cast a lot for them, and his hand hath divided it unto them by line. They shall possess it forever. From generation to generation shall they dwell therein. Right? So the Lord has divided this truth by line. All right? And he has given certain portions to each brother to work with. All right? One brother is skilled at the Hebrew. Another brother is skilled at the herbs. Another brother is skilled at speaking. Another brother is skilled at exhortation, rebuke, reproof. All right. But what does the scripture say? It says when you conduct yourself in this truth, do all things unto edification. So all these skills that brothers have is unto edifying. Okay. Now, verse 18, 1 Corinthians, the 12th chapter, and the 18th verse. But now hath the Most High set the members, every one of them, in the body, as it hath pleased him. Right. So it's the pleasure of the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahshua to set certain brothers in the positions that they are now. All right. And there's a reason why, because it's already built within that brother to operate like that. It's already built in the brother to have that certain skill and to be an expert at it. Okay. Verse 19, it says, and if they were all one member, where were the body? But now are they many members, yet but one body. All right. And I'm going to cut it off right there on the precept because it goes deeper into it. But I want to go ahead and grab the book of Ephesians. Ephesians, the 4th chapter. Start at the 16th verse. And this goes to show you that, man, the Lord is definitely dealing with camps. All right. Now you got people saying you can do your own thing and you'll be all right. But no, man, like I mentioned before, you're subject to being caught out here in Babylon and being overtaken and destroyed. Okay? That's why the Lord set up the brotherhood. All right? Why would the Lord always speak about loving the brotherhood and looking out for the brotherhood if it was just one person? Basically, if there were no camps, right? I tell you, man, these guys are simple. Now, verse 16, Ephesians, the 4th chapter, the 16th verse, it says, from whom the whole body fitly joined together and compacted by that which every joint supplieth, according to the effectual working And the measure of every part make an increase of the body unto the edifying of itself in love. See, there it is, the edifying of itself in love. So that's the reason why these things come together like that. This is the reason why the camps are set up the way they are, because it's set up for the edification of itself, because we edify each other. And guess what? That's out of love, man. All right. Now, yeah, that's pretty much it on that. But grab another precept. Slack it, bear me for 1 second. I think I'm in 1 Corinthians, the first chapter. All right, it's 1 Corinthians chapter 1. Start at verse 10. It says, "Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Yahushua Mashiach, that ye all speak the same thing, and that there be no divisions among you, but that ye be perfectly joined together in the same mind and in the same judgment." See? So the Lord, by the way, this is a commandment. All right, because Paul made mention, he said, look, let the things that I write about be the commandments of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Why? Because he was operating under the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. The Lord gave him that portion to pretty much write these epistles and to send them out as the commandments of the Lord. All right, because Paul is one of the Lord's ambassadors, just like the rest of the prophets. All right. So again, it says that there be no divisions among you, but that should be perfectly joined together in the same mind, right? And in the same judgment, because that's once again going back into the body. We're being joined together, okay? And really, when you go deep into it, the Lord really is dealing with the elect, all right? Because the elect is a camp, all right? Now, am I saying that everybody in Great Millstone is part of the elect? No, I'm not saying that. Because you even got guys that's in Great Millstone that are not right. And as the day goes on, man, it's starting to be made more evident, you know, who's who in the camp of Great Millstone. All right. So again, we're perfectly joined together in the same mind and the same judgment. Why? Because pursuant to 1 Corinthians, the 2nd chapter, and I believe the 17th verse on down, or either the 17th verse or the 18th verse says, look, we have the mind of Yahushua. All right. So really, man, when you hear certain guys say that, you know, you don't have to be in the camp, you know, because the camps are wicked, or you know, this and that and the third. Well, guess what, man? That's pretty much making a division within the camps. That's causing strife. All right. Now let me grab another precept. Romans, the 12th chapter. Just like it. Let's see, Romans chapter 12. See, Romans 12 and 16. It says, be of the same mind, one toward another. Mind not high things, but condescend to men of low estate. Be not wise in your own conceits. Right, and the point in this precept is be of the same mind one toward another. All right. Because once again, man, over and over again, that's what the scripture is talking about. Be in one mind, be of one, be a part of the body. All right? Because that's how the Lord deals. That's how the Lord operates. All right? Because you have a governing body of men that's being put together, which is the house of David. And this governing body are going to be the ones to judge Israel. And at the top of that governing body is going to be Yahushua. All right? So that's it on that. I'm going to get the book of Philippians, the 2nd chapter. Philippians chapter 2. And I believe it's at verse 11. It's like it's at the very top. This is Philippians chapter 2. Start at verse 1. It says, if there be therefore any consolation in Yahushua, if any comfort of love, if any fellowship of the Spirit, of any bowels of mercies, fulfill ye my joy, that ye be like-minded, having the same love, being of one accord, of one mind. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory. Right. Once again, going back to what I was saying, look, you got guys trying to cause divisions in the camp and causing strife and trying to gain vainglory. Because when you go out there by yourself, really you're trying to be a lone wolf. And you try to get some type of glory, some brownie points with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, thinking that he honors that, when he really doesn't. All right? Because once again, like I mentioned before, near the beginning of the video, when you're away from the body of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, you're basically decomposing and dying off. All right? Because the body was made to, like I read earlier in the previous precept, it says the body was made to edify itself for love's sake. Okay? Now, reading on, it says, let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem other between themselves. All right. Look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others. Right. Because here it is, you got the camp of Great Millstone. We speak the same thing, right? And then once again, like I mentioned before, you got brothers that have their own portion. But yeah, you even got guys that look down on that, man, saying that, who is this guy, man? I'm the top Israelite brother here, and why I gotta sit here and listen to what he gotta say? You actually got guys that think that way, man. All right. So again, it says, look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others, right? And that's a part of taking counsel. All right, because that's another thing, not to take up the counsel of your own mind. Okay. Because the scriptures speak about the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses. Let every word be established. All right. And that's repeated throughout the scriptures. All right. Even in the law, it tells you that. All right. So going on from there, I want to get the book of Philippians 3 and 16. And it says, nevertheless, whereto we have already attained, let us walk by the same rule, let us mind the same thing. Brethren, be followers together of me, and mark them which walk so as ye have us for an ensample. Right. And that's the reason why we have the apostle elders of Great Millstone as the ensamples of how we should walk. All right. Because the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, is dealing with them directly. All right. They're the ones that the Lord has set up in this time now to follow after examples. Okay. So we have marked them as to walk after them, man. Okay. go from there. Right, so I want to go from there. I want to get the book of get the book of 1 Peter, the 5th chapter and the 8th verse. And there's a reason, or there's another reason why not to be away from the body of Yahweh Shemiel Shai. There's a reason why we're, we don't have the mindset of being lone wolves. Okay? Oh, and the brother in my camp brought this up. He said, look, if you're a lone wolf, then you're pretty much not a part of the sheep. All right? You're not a part of the sheep, the flock of sheep. All right? And the Lord is the chief shepherd, so what a shepherd does when it comes to wolves trying to devour the sheep or get anywhere near the sheep. The shepherd drives them away. Either drives them away or kill them, one way or another. Which ultimately the Lord's going to do that. The Lord is going to, in that time, He's going to kill off the wolves. All right? That's troubling the sheep. Like the scriptures say, it is a righteous thing for the Most High to recompense tribulations and them that trouble you. Why? Why do you say that? Because you don't mess with the Lord's sheep. All right? Slack, give me one moment. I'm trying to navigate. Right, so it's 1 Peter, the 5th chapter, and this is down at the 8th verse. It says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour." Right, and once again, that's the importance of being part of the body. Because Esau right now is a roaring lion looking who he's going to devour. All right? That's why Esau has been moving on the camps. Okay? So this is not a good time to be lone wolfing, man. This is not a good time to be, to do your own thing. Because really, Esau is singling out the ones that call themselves Israelites that really don't know the Bible. And that's how Esau's done that, man. Esau is a cunning hunter. All right? The red Hebrew Edomite, the so-called white man, he has always been a cunning hunter. So what a hunter does, he singles out the prey. All right? He singles out that prey to where it's by itself. So guess what? That same hunter that is knowledgeable about how to separate his prey from the flock or from a group, guess what? He's gonna catch the ones that call themselves Israelites. He's gonna catch them unawares, man. All right. So once again, Esau is that roaring lion that is walking about seeking who he may devour. Okay. Now, I want to go from there. I want to get the book of Matthew, the 12th chapter. All right, this book of Matthew, chapter 12. Start at verse 30. Matthew chapter 12, verse 30, it says, "He that is not with me is against me, and he that gathereth not with me scattereth abroad." And that's right. So, who is ever against Yahweh Shemiel Shai, they're scattering abroad. All right? Because if you're not gathering with the camp, then you're scattering, man. All right? Because the camp are known as the keepers at the door. All right? Because guess what? Where are you going to learn this truth from? You're going to learn it from the camp. All right? All right? Because really, man, the Lord set up the camps to be the doorkeepers, man. We can either give you the understanding of the Bible, or we can just take it away from you. All right? We can just not let you have it. All right? And that's and the Lord accepts that. All right? Because scriptures say, look, don't cast your prayer before swine. At least they turn and rend you. All right? Now I'm gonna go from there. I want to get the book of John, the 10th chapter. John, it's Acts. It's John, the 10th chapter. And I'm starting the first verse. It says, Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door unto the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, and that's the spirit. I was thinking about this precept. I'm going to read from the top. It says, Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that entereth not by the door into the sheepfold, but climbeth up some other way, the same is a thief and a robber. Right? You got to come by the door, man. All right? You can't just, come around the back and try to, slip in through the window and then call yourself a sheep of the Lord. No, it doesn't work that way, man. The Lord's going to catch you trying to slip in and get inside the sheepfold, and basically meld yourself or try to join yourself to the sheep when really you're a wolf in sheep's clothing. All right, I'm talking about the ones that's not right. All right. Verse 2, it says, But he that entereth in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. Right. So the one that entereth in by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. Okay. What did the Lord say about being a shepherd? The same thing he told Peter. He said, Look, lovest thou me more than these? And Peter told him, yes. All right. And then the Lord commanded him, said, Look, feed my sheep. Same thing with us, man. We are to feed the sheep of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. We're the shepherds. All right. And then you have a chief shepherd over us, which is Yahushua. Okay. So reading on, it says, verse 3, it says, To him the porter openeth, and the sheep hear his voice, and he calleth his own sheep by name and leadeth them out. Right. So the porter is the porter is the one that openeth the door, man. All right. Now I'm gonna go from there. Get the book of Acts, the 5th chapter. Got a few more precepts here. It's Acts, the 5th chapter. I'll take you brothers on a ride with me. Ride with me all the way back home. It's Acts, the 5th chapter, in the 38th verse. It says, And now I say unto you, refrain from these men and let them alone. For if this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. Right. So if this camp was set up just by natural men of flesh, or in a flesh mind-like mentality, or a fleshly mentality, Slakia, this council would have came to naught a long time ago, man. But guess what? It hasn't. Okay. And the Lord is dealing with the camp of Great Millstone, man. That's why the camp has been growing through the Spirit. All right. With members of the potential elect. All right. And I say potential elect because the Lord is still sifting out the ones that he don't want. All right. So Lord's will, we're a part of that hopefully elect number, man. Okay. Now it says, once again, it says, For this counsel or this work be of men, it will come to naught. But if it be of the Most High, ye cannot overthrow it. Lest haply ye be found even to fight against the Most High. And guess what? The one that's promoting that the camps are wicked, this guy Judah Mack. Guess what, man? You're fighting against the Most High. All right. You're fighting against the Most High. You want to know how we know? It's because you're coming up against what Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua set up. So really, you're fighting against Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, man. You're fighting against the Lord right now, man. That's a declaration of war right there, man. When you said that the camps are wicked, and what he meant by that, he really meant by Great Millstone, because Great Millstone was the first camp that he mentioned. That was really directed at us. All right. Why? Because the camp, us here at Great Millstone, we get under your skin, man. All right, and not in a malicious type of fashion, but we get under your skin because we bring out the deeds of your wicked deeds. All right, we put you on blast. We put you on the spotlight. All right, and it's not anything against Judah Mack per se or anybody else. That's just what we're supposed to do, man. All right, we're supposed to rebuke, reprove, and exhort all those suffering doctrine. That's what we're doing. We're telling where you're going off at. All right, that's our job. That's true love right there, man. When you tell somebody what they're going off at, they're wicked, and if they keep doing what they're doing, they're gonna die. Telling somebody that they're going to be put to death it holds much more weight than telling them that the Lord's got you. You just you do whatever you got to do, or do this and that. You'll be all right. You can do whatever you want to do. You can do all this wickedness that you want to do, and you'll still be all right. It holds more weight to tell somebody they're going to die from doing that than to just tell them that they're going to be all right. And be passive about it. Okay. Now I want to go from there. Let's see. I had a few more here actually. Yeah, let me get these last few precepts here. These precepts are going to the watchmen, in which we are the watchmen. All right, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. So we're the watchmen that the Lord set up to watch over Israel. All right. And not only that, just to watch for danger. Watch for, even to watch when Yahushua is near. Okay. Song of Solomon, the 3rd chapter. Start at the 2nd verse. It says, I will arise now and go about the city and the streets. Which, that's another precept that shows you that we're supposed to be on the highways and byways, right? It says, and the broad ways I will seek him whom my soul loveth. It says, I sought him, but I found him not. The watchmen that go about the city, right, in the streets, found me, to whom I said, saw ye him whom my soul loveth, right? Because the watchmen that go about the streets find this particular individual, man. All right. Verse 4, it says, it was but a little that I passed from them, but I found him whom my soul loveth. I held him and would not let him go until I have brought him into my mother's house and into the chamber of him that conceived me. All right. So you got the watchmen that are appointed to watch over the flock and to bring back the elect of the nation of Israel. Because here's the thing about a watchman, right? Because really, the watchman is not, you don't just have one person sitting at the wall, sitting on top of the wall and, watching. No, you got, 5, 10 watchmen at one time. You might have 20 watchmen. The reason why is because, and this is old saying. An old saying is that, two pairs of eyes are better than one pair of eyes, because the one pair of eyes can only see so much. But when you have two pairs of eyes, they can cover more ground. They can, the second pair of eyes probably able to see something that the other person can't see. All right. And then guess what? He'll notify the other watchman and say, and warn them and tell them what they see. All right. So you got the camp. Once again, you got a camp of watchmen. Okay. Now I want to go on from there. I want to get the book of Isaiah, the 52nd chapter. Isaiah chapter 52, verse 8. It says, "Thy watchmen shall lift up the voice, with the voice together shall they sing, for they shall see eye to eye, when the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshai shall bring again Zion." And that's right. So the watchmen are seeing eye to eye right now. All right. Once again, like I brought out previous precepts, the Lord is bringing together the body, the elect, the camp of the elect, the house of David, to see eye to eye and to be of one mind. All right. And this is what you're seeing right now, man. With the camp of Great Millstone, this precept is coming to life. I'm going to read again. Verse 8, it says, "Thy watchmen shall lift up the voice, with the voice together shall they sing, for they shall see eye to eye, when the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshai shall bring again Zion." All right. Now I got one last precept. I'm going to close it on out. Actually, I'm practically back in town. So whoever stuck to the end of this video, basically made it all the way back to the city where I currently reside in. But yeah, grab this last precept and then I'm gonna close this video on out. It's Jeremiah, the 51st chapter, and the 12th verse. It says, "Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon." Right, and that's what you're seeing right now. The standard has been put up on the walls of Babylon. All right, and guess what? That standard is set with Great Millstone, because Great Millstone is the one that is setting up that standard of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshai, man. All right, and if you're not with it, then hey, the door's right there, man. We're not keeping you here by force. Nobody's holding a gun to your head, or forcing your family, threatening you or anything like that. No, look, you want to leave, just go, man. Just go, because the Lord's not looking for all Israel. He's only looking for the elect. Okay. So it says, "Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon, make the watch strong, set up the watchmen, prepare the ambushes, for the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshai have both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon." Right, and you hear it to this very day, man. That's why the Lord has set up his men in the different camps to speak against the inhabitants of Babylon and the ones who are ruling over it, to bring judgment. Okay, because guess what? When the Lord returns, you can't say that you haven't been warned. All right, I'm talking about the ones that are not right. You can't say that you haven't been warned, man, because this word has been going out for years on top of years. All right, but that pretty much wraps up this video and this lesson. And Lord's willing, this was edifying to the body of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahshai, to the members of the hopefully elect. And until next time, once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahawashi, Ba'Shem Ruach HaKodesh, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that continue to rule very well to this very day. Shalom, peace and safety, salutations to the hopefully elect. that's continually laboring in his work and his labor of love. In all faith, true sincerity,